All right, YouTube, this Detroit HPTV coming to you out of Detroit, back on a Sunday mornings, early Sunday morning. And I had to get up and give you this message. I haven't posted in a while, but I've been seeing the media been in a frenzy. I've been seeing all the Trump derangement, stars talking about they leaving the country because Trump won, women shaving their heads, the Democratic Party in full meltdown. Sore losers. They tried everything. They tried witchcraft, shaming, casting spells, lies, everything to win this election. But I'm quite sure people with their eyes open know we dodged a bullet. We know that Kamala Harris and Tampon Tim were going to destroy this country. But what we're going to talk about this Sunday morning is the black church. The black church has been totally infiltrated by the Democratic Party. That's why it's full of women and the men have abandoned it. And I'm going to show you Jamal Bryant. He's so diabolical as a pastor that I can't even see how anyone could go to his church unless they're wicked. Because even the Bible said that the house of God had become synagogues of Satan and a den of thieves. But this joker is on a whole nother level. You got these rabble-rousers acting as if they can stand up to 83% of the country, the people's choice. They're so mad. You got Letitia James in New York, Fannie Willis, you got them all. And it's almost, like I said, as if black people are under a spell under the Democratic Party or the Democrats. But what we're going to look at today is how Jamal Bryant, this guy, is the worst. And now, to get whatever little money or clout they can get from their followers, they're on an anti-American, anti-Trump rage and rant, as if it's going to help. I mean, like, the Democrats lost the House, the Senate, the presidency. They have no power. The only power that they have is over weak-minded people and women, a lot of women, because they still thinking that they're right, even though they were voting for late-term termination of pregnancy all the way to the 8th month, gender reassignment for children in middle school and primary school, open borders. The things that they were voting for were anti-God, anti-Christ, but yet they still want to take a moral high road and act as if they're righteous, as if they don't know right from wrong or good from evil. And if that's the case, maybe there's blinders on their eyes that has made them already doomed if they can't even see the truth. And what I want to show you is I want to do a reaction to this video about Anton Daniels. And I want you to see what actually goes on in these black churches. After the hooping and the hollering and the dancing, I want you to see these pastors. You better off staying at home reading your own Bible and praying in your closet, because it's almost like when you go, you participate in some type of sacrilegious rituals. The Democratic Party has totally infiltrated the black church. Totally. And now they want to sow dissension in the country, even though Hispanics, whites, and blacks, Americans, all agreed that they didn't want Kamala and Tampon Tim Walz running this country. It was united front of conscious people. And I'm not talking about conscious in that race-baiting type of situation. I'm talking about the conscious that enables you to actually see the truth of things. You want to see a pastor who actually is pro-termination of pregnancy. He's actually pro-gender reassignment. He's actually pro-open borders. This guy is a devil. He's a devil, or a demon at the least, because we know the devils is at the top. But I want you to check out this video. It's for fair usage of the 1976 Copyright Act for education and commentary. Let's get into it.
Be careful, because people will try to offer you stuff that is not commensurate to your value. They will try to give you what they themselves would.
Now, I'm going to just interject right here. This is how he's starting his sermon. People will offer you things that are basically contrary to your values. So when the Democratic Party was offering these church people late-term termination of pregnancy, gender reassignment for children, tampons in the boys' bathroom, and a host of other debaucherous, nefarious things, was that contrary to their values? Or is that their values? Because in this election cycle, it really was a battle against good and evil, against spiritual wickedness in high places. And people are still mad. So-called Christians, so-called righteous people, they wanted that. They actually wanted it because this is their pastor.
Never accept. They want you to accept a joke about a watermelon on a black man's head and say that they were just playing. But never any jokes about leprechauns or four-leaf clovers. They want you to accept an attempted insurrection on Capitol Hill on January 6th.
Look,
but
they
are threatening
bitter.
to pull
They
out the
so
military
mad.
on those who march for Black Lives Matter. They want you to accept the dividing of families in the largest threat of deportation of immigrants, even if it divides mothers from children. And they said babies in cages will be a glorious day. They want you to believe that the smuggling of fentanyl has been from the Mexican cartel, but they will not tell you that the majority of those who have been arrested have been white males. They want you to accept that you're going to receive more money when Trump was not responsible for the stimulus check in the first place. They want you to get excited about getting a tax break, but Negro, you don't qualify. That's for folk that's making over $400,000 and you $50,000 or less, talking about make America great again. When, Negro? When was it great?
We gotta talk about.
Look how wicked these people is. Look how wicked the church is. Everything that he's saying is a lie, and they clapping for it. He's in the pulpit being a political pundit, supporting illegal immigrants, termination of pregnancy, going against God and country, and he has a following. They're in there clapping. They actually wanted the destruction of this country and patriarchy. This is evil, and I don't think that it's going to turn out the way they think. Because this spell and this witchcraft that they've been using in the black church is almost about over. Because people with any sense of righteousness and a discernment will not step foot in these type of churches, for real. Listen to some more.
Him on after hours.
They can
real.
give it,
I want y'all to hear the whole message.
Take it. But you got to be careful how you treat God's people, because the last will be first, and the first.
Now listen, this is what he's saying. He's saying the people that want termination of pregnancy, gender reassignment, drugs, and everything else, those are God people. This guy is a false prophet. Clearly, he's a false prophet. That's why he had Kamala and the Democrats all up in through the church. And this is another problem in our communities. These people pose as righteous people, but they're really hypocrites, and they're dangerous because they don't even know how evil and wicked they are. They can't even see themselves in a mirror because they have pastors like this. Listen to him some more.
First will be last. I don't know.
Hey, hold on. Is that Ike? Is that Ike and Tina to eat the cake? Oh, hold on. We gotta play this. Well, before we play it, make sure y'all tap it.
I don't know if y'all can see what's going to be in the background, but he's at New whatever church down there in Atlanta. The same one Bishop Eddie Long was. He has a big poster of Ike and Tina Turner in the background at the church. This is the type of things that go on in the black church. And you wonder why the black community is almost destroyed. Why these children run around taking each other's lives, using drugs to escape their reality. Look at their parents. Look who their parents follow.
To the Patreon, link is in the description. Also, because we had a phenomenal live stream on the Patreon for the Bag Chasers. Real substance that allows for you to be successful and you can actually capitalize. We did a live stream and it's up for you guys to be able to restream. We did a live stream for you guys to be able to capitalize off this upcoming presidency and actually get the bag. I can't believe how bitter Jamal Bryant, Democrats, and the black church has gotten to where they are now using anime Eat the Cake and they're leveraging their hate for Trump and our country and identity politics in order to justify their loss. It's amazing. It's amazing. And I will tell you, and I know that this is the part of the uncomfortable conversation that people don't want to have, but I will absolutely positively tell you that some of the most, not only because racist people come in all colors, shapes, creeds, sizes, genders, so on and so forth, that the black church preaches more hate and against masculinity and is totally, in most black churches such as this right here, is totally against the will of God, so much so that they will go against their own best interests. Let me tell you something. He said the last shall be first and the first shall be last. And then he started.
I used to struggle with neuropathy every day, but what finally helped me get rid of the burning sensation, tingling and numb,
to equate it to tax breaks and Trump and so on and so forth. Let me ask y'all a question. After all of these years of supporting Democrats and this liberal agenda, what they've given you is tying you to the federal government in order to remove you from your home so that they can feminize your kids. This liberal agenda that, and if you've ever, and I'm going to continue to hit on this every single day that I can, if you guys have the opportunity, go and look at what the process is for removing unwanted babies in a form of contraception, abortion. Go and look it up and see what the process is, and then you tell me that is of God. They want you to support somebody that marched in a pride parade while they got all of these sassy men leading choir inside of their churches. And they have an assault on masculinity, and yet they want to cloak it in justification around why they didn't vote for Trump, when in reality, they are some of the most liberal, racist, sexist, and division, warmongering, hateful people that you will ever see in your entire life. Go to a black church, listen to the message, and tell me that you come out of there feeling more and more like you are of God than if you just walk away and then go and study your Bible on your own. I gotta see what this Eat the Cake anime section is.
Where y'all are, but all my haters, I wanted you to know, eat the cake, anime, eat the cake. When it is that God puts his foot down, you don't know who God is gonna bless, you don't know who God is gonna restore, and you don't know who God is gonna use.
Maybe he can use you.
Genesis 25.
On the back of the church.
In Genesis 25, Jacob said to his brother Esau, I know you are hungry, but if you give me your birthright, I'll give you Campbell's soup.
This is one of the reasons that the black community is in shambles. Because of blasphemy, they mock God. Sunday is the day that they used to go mock God and go be blasphemous and follow these false prophets. And I can't see how you just can't see that, like there's some type of veil over their eyes that prevents them from ever being able to see the truth or have an inclination toward truth or righteousness. They're truly deceived. Because clearly, look at him. He's talking about anime, eat cake. You know what I mean? I mean, if you even just check his history, and these are mega churches. These are who the people follow. These are who influences them on who to vote for. It's weird. It's sinister. You know what I mean? I'm telling you, it's almost like it's some type of spell, some type of witchcraft, because they did bring a lot of witches into the Democratic situation with Beyonce and all the rest of them twerking and, you know what I mean, the rituals that you've seen. But yet, after, in the face of that landslide loss, look how butthurt they are.
And a lot of fools fell for it. A lot of people sold their self-worth and their self-esteem in this election cycle. 18 million people did not vote at all. The Latino community, even after being stereotyped as murderers and rapists and being disrespected by calling Puerto Rico floating garbage, went and voted in.
Let me tell you how evil the black church is and Jamal Bryant is. Public enemy number one, because he is absolutely blaspheming and mocking God. Let me tell you how evil this guy is, right? He will remix what was actually said, because Trump actually didn't even align, nor did he. When Trump sold out Madison Square Garden, okay, in order, at one of his rallies, and they had a comedian who he didn't know and he didn't associate with, but they booked him as a form of entertainment, same way they had Meg Thee Stallion twerking up there for Kamala Harris. And the comedian made these tongue-in-cheek jokes about every demographic, but then people wanted to leverage it and take the sound bites in order to justify and say, oh, no, that's Trump that said that. Trump never said it. But this is what they want to do in order to influence you, and y'all got to be able to do your own research, read between the lines, and study the word. The word will never go against itself. The word will never go against itself. When he was asked, I'm going to do a whole new review. I ain't even going to tell you when he was asked and what was going on, but I'm going to do a whole review video on it. I wish I was up. I wish I was aware that he was on a certain podcast. I would have pulled up, but we going to get there. But listen to him. Listen to how they spew this hate, and then they cloak it in the name of justification and church and God, and he going to raise them. How come black people still so far behind and they're in last place, but they've been Democrats their entire life? That's what I want to know. When they going to raise you up? Generation after generation, just like the children of Israel. They never got to the land of milk and honey. It's people that come over here and beat black people all day long, and y'all still talking the same old.
Record numbers. Ladies and gentlemen, white women even threw their support, realizing that they would have no authority about decisions over their bodies. Contrary to what the news did.
Now, he's saying white women threw their vote behind Trump because they didn't realize they was going to have no rights over their body. He is only talking about terminating late-term pregnancy. This is your pastor. Because if he ever read the Bible, he knows that God said he knew the child in the womb. So at what point do his congregation even try to analyze that he's an evil and wicked man? And see what it is, I think where the conservatives are making a mistake is by not meeting the animosity and hostility of these liberals head on. They're being emboldened. Even though 83% of the country voted red, they're still acting as if they want to fight or if they want to go against the will of the people, talking crazy, shaving their heads. A lot of them, the liberal women saying, oh, we're going to be celibate. Don't nobody care if they celibate. Most of them are trash type women anyway. And if you be celibate, you won't even need to terminate any pregnancy because you won't get pregnant. So you solving the problem with that. Ain't nobody checking for liberal women no more. Most of them, except liberal men. So they abstaining from them. Good. That means they will not be reproducing these little demons anymore.
In trying to separate our community, 78% of black men voted and did the right thing.
Look at these simps. Look at the simps.
The reality, what we found out this week is that some people in America couldn't get over their own misogyny.
Yeah, Anton right. A lot of these women, that's all they have is son husbands. Son husbands and the pastor to lead them. That's crazy to have a son husband and a false prophet as a leader. Horrible. That's why the community is terrible. Think about that. A son husband and following a false prophet. Wow.
Because they would rather have a clown than have a queen. Ladies and gentlemen, I stand before...
He called that Hindu lady a queen. And black women is clapping. I thought that lie was reserved for y'all. You know, they like to call y'all queen and work y'all. How you a queen? Your kids don't even listen to you. You ain't got no king. You just a queen by what? Default? It's crazy.
You today, and I want to salute and celebrate the most consistent voting bloc in America since 2016 has been black women.
The black woman again.
And black women showed America on Tuesday. I would rather stop.
He gonna slide that collection plate on them. When that offering come, he done told them they was queens. He done lied to them. That's all they wanted to hear and be exonerated from the debauchery and the wickedness that they live in their everyday life. So now he's finna slide that collection plate through. He's finna get that offering. Watch. That's why he put that on there. Check it out.
Up to death, then elect a fascist, racist, rapist, misogynist dictator who has no respect over my womanhood or over my community.
And this, ladies and gentlemen, is the divisiveness, the simping, and the reason why black men are leaving the church. If you look in this background, aside from that over circle in the upper right-hand corner, if you look in the background, you can see what the look of the black church is. If you look in the background, you can see the demographic. He's speaking to his demographic. This is Umar Johnson on steroids. Umar Johnson on steroids with a church congregation and a Bible behind him right here, right there, right now. Y'all let me know what y'all think inside of the chat. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. Also, Teach Hanley, 40% off your first order plus 20% off for life. And then get your tickets to come and kick it with me in person. We bringing everybody to the front of the congregation. No more. No more.
Shout out to Anton Daniels. Well, I guess you heard it. And if you don't see anything wrong with what he was preaching to that congregation, then maybe you might need to look in the mirror. Because it's bad when you don't know good from evil. And in this days and time, a lot of people don't. You know, they think what's good is the evil, and what's evil is good, because they incline toward evil. They want to feel good. That's why our communities have such a large drug problem, because we want to feel good. We don't want to face reality. We don't want to face ourselves. So that makes them prime targets for these charlatans and these con men. All you have to do is be charismatic. They still got people teaching their kids all kind of things like the Easter Bunny and all kind of nefarious things and ideologies. This is bad. And they lost. With all the celebrities that they brought out there, all the things they put in your face, they still couldn't pull it off because this is God's time. This is not the Democrats' time. We on God's time at this point. So I'm going to end on this note. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. This is Detroit's HPTV coming to you out of Detroit. Support the nonprofit, Detroit's Black Thought and Act Collective. The Cash App's in the description. Salute to all patriots. Keep your head on the swivel. Like, share, and subscribe. Peace.